Saturday, January 10th, this January 10th, next year, 2015, the Hard Rock Rocksino in Northfield Park, 6:30 event, 8 o'clock show, sponsored by the Barclay Pet Hotel and Ganley Subaru of Bedford, all of that. A 3-hour Vegas-style show, opening act, Magic, awards, and of course the unbelievable Chucky.
I love Chubby that you're doing stuff to benefit animals and rescue shelters. I'm a big animal person myself, and that means a lot.
Do you know that they take care of 6,000 animals a year?
Wow.
With 150 animals, and if they can't find homes, they don't destroy the animal.
Oh, that's nice.
And most of this money comes from private donations. So all the people that are coming to the show on the 10th, the ticket price is the ticket price. Now, what I also want you to do is write another check and send it there so they can
continue to take care of those beautiful animals.
Yes, because it's wonderful that they do that. I was out there, they're building a bigger building. It's really wonderful. The people are just doing a great job.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Chubby Checker here. I have enough trouble taking care of this animal every day.
I don't look that difficult to take care of, do I, Chubby?
No, he's his mom had problems with him. Leave him alone.
Yeah, all right, now your real first name is Ernest, is that correct?
Ernest, yeah, Ernest from Spring Gully, South Carolina. Population 52.
Ernest Evans. Ernest Evans isn't a bad stage name either, but they call you Chubby. Now, over the years, Chubby has taken on a different meaning. I'm sure you're aware that the present-day Chubby is probably, well, it's a little different than what, but how did you get your name?
My boss at the produce market, named Tony Anastasi, gave me the name Chubby.
Well, you're not chubby, so people know. You're not chubby at all. You're actually looking pretty good shape.
Well, I try to keep it down. It's so hard to do that. And then when I was about 17 years old, before I made that song, The Class, I was on the piano doing some impersonations of Elvis and Fats Domino, and this lady says, "That Chubby? That's Chubby." Well, Chubby like checker, and then she said, "Let's put checker like domino." And Chubby became Chubby Checker, and the lady was Mrs. Dick Clark.
Wow.
How about that?
So this was a takeoff on Fats Domino?
Sure was.
So Chubby, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
it never occurred to me all those years, yeah.
And you know, I talk to him often, and I think my last birthday, I picked up the phone, he said, "Chubby." I said, "Oh, Fats, how are you?" He calls me up. So when I go to New Orleans, I see his family, and you know, it's been going on for years. And then when I go to St. Louis, I talk to Chuck Berry, I go see him.
Wow.
And I'm on the phone with Jerry Lee. In fact, Jerry Lee and I are doing several concerts next year together.
Wow.
Yeah, Jerry Lee and I. And I'm very happy because, you know, Jerry Lee Lewis, Little Richard, Fats Domino, Chuck Berry, Elvis Presley, my favorite people of all time. Because when I was like 14 or 13, these guys were doing it, and they were everything. I think when I walked down the street, I was like a half an inch off the ground.
Yeah, yeah. So the names you just mentioned, I mean, that's basically the history of music.
That was it. I just gave rock and roll dance, but they are rock and roll people.
Well, I'll tell you, I know that Dick Clark means a lot to you. I actually got to do 2 television pilots with Dick Clark. I'll never forget the first time I walked in and shook hands with him, and he said, you know, can't wait to do this project with you. I mean, one of the most decent, kind human beings you could ever meet, and I know you wanted to talk about Dick for a little bit.
Well, I just, you know, when I heard that he was not well, I went out to Los Angeles, and I went to see him. And we spent, you know, a couple hours together. We took some pictures.
Oh.
And then 8 or 9 months later, he passed away. And while we were at his house, I said, "Do you know that I added to your stardom?" He said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Well, Dick, you have a dance show." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Who was on your show for 2 minutes and 42 seconds and changed the world?" He says, "You." I said, "Well, then what happened to you when this happened?" I said, "We don't have to talk about it. Thank you very much."
Chubby Checker in studio, yeah, that Chubby Checker. Now, the dance itself, you have to be not real athletic. It's basically simple. You take your shoes off and you do it. That's what made it so great. But what about athletics with you and your preferences in the sports? Did you play? Have you been interested? Do you follow the Browns at all?
Yeah, I follow them. And the last time you won a championship, Jim Brown was on the team in '64. remember that.
He was doing the twist. It was brand new back then.
He was, and you know, listen, if this takes time, I know people are very sports-minded.
It's been 50 years, Chubby.
Well, they'll come along. You know, they'll come along. Like I said before, you know, when the team is not doing well, that's the time to join them and encourage them, not to beat them up.
We've had time to join them. We've had 50 years to join them.
But these guys haven't been here 50 years. So
That's right.
So you have to be thinking about it. And when the coach, and I talk to the coaches, when you go out there and you talk to the team, love is more powerful than anything else. So you talk to your team and tell them, you know, what's going on and their responsibility, and that's how you want to talk to them. You don't want to beat them up. You don't want to scream at them, because they know when they make a mistake. They know when they're not doing it, and you want to give them strength, and love does that, nothing else.
Yeah, encouragement and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, we could love them. We'd be off the air in about 30 seconds if we loved them.
You gotta love it.
I love Johnny.
We beat them up for a living.
Hey, I want to remind everybody too, Kev, speaking of the Browns and the Cavs, Chubby's going to be at Quicken Loans Arena with the Cavs and the Cavalier girls. And they're going to be twisting January 7th. It's Cavs against Houston. The Rockets are in town.
And also, a guitar player is coming from the symphony orchestra.
Oh,
He's going
wow.
to play guitar, and I'm going to beat up the Star Spangled Banner.
Woo, doing the Star Spangled Banner too. Excellent.
Hey, I'd kill that song.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm not afraid of that song. I'd beat that song up.
What kind of music did you grow up with? It's you know, a lot of it is the you know, the church and all of that. A lot of especially when you come from the South, you hear in the history of a lot of African American artists that they come from the church.
Hank Williams.
Whoa.
Hank Williams.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that Hank ever saw a church.
No, Hank Williams and Grant Parr-Jones and Roy Rogers and Gene Autry and
Wow.
yeah, and then Perry Como that came to Philadelphia and Louis Jordan, Straighten Up and Fly Right. All those people, and then came people like Eddie Fisher and Tony Bennett.
Really?
Yeah, Sinatra.
Belafonte.
Oh.
I saw Frank Sinatra sing something on a hologram, and I knew Frank Sinatra all my life, and I loved him for the first time when I saw that film. He was so good. He was Frank Sinatra. Was amazing. I saw him sing this song. I went, my mouth was on this. I knew him all my life, and I just saw him for the first time.
Wow. Now you've been twisting virtually your entire life. Do you have artificial hips, or do you have your original hips?
Well, that's how you keep your original hips. Are you kidding? If you twist your whole life, you don't need replacement hips. That's how you do it, baby.
It's good. Yeah, it's good. Everything's good. So, but it's just it's been wonderful. You know, I'm having a great time, and things are going well, and you know, we just continue to.
Well, I think good things happen to good people, and it appears. And I've never met you before, but obviously from listening to you and what you're doing is you're spreading love and you're helping animals, and you know, your message is great. And to see you you got to be at least 150 years old, and to see how vibrant you are and how healthy.
I'm 73, and like I say, all these rock and roll singers, I think we start with Rod Stewart and end up with Chuck Berry. Everybody's between 65 and 66 and 87 or almost 90, and we're in there. And I guess some will drop off slowly, and then that era will probably be over. But until that happens to Chubby, I'm just going to keep kicking all the butt I can.
Well, when you get together, you just sit around and cackle.
Yeah, about everything.
Yeah.
Oh, my
the
goodness.
story must be some great story.
The story.
Tell us a story. We got about 2 minutes here. Tell us a story, a funny story about being Chubby Checker.
I was doing the limbo.
Okay.
And I was facing the audience, and I used to get people to hold the stick for me. And when they watch me, they sort of watch me go down, and they go down without realizing it. And I have to tell them, "What are you doing?" And then as I'm going under, my pants split right in the center, and I just had to go through with it.
That's not where you got the nickname Chubby.
Yeah, I just had to go through with it. I said, "Oh, Chubby," I said, "Yeah, they saw it all." You know, they just saw it.
That's a limbo to remember there.
And how was that?
That was it.
And I say, there were no phones you could take pictures though in those days.
Well, thank God for that, but I can tell you something. I said, "Oh my God, I don't have any, you know what, underwear." I said, "Oh my God, oh my Lord," and I I just finished it. And I said, well, that's the best I can thank you folks.
Well, you are a delight. And look, if you don't mind, I'm going to call you Ernest, because you are a real person, and we are so honored to have you here.
And don't forget, when you criticize and love them at the same time, because they represent you. The team they're your children, they're your people, they're your brothers, so love them.
Can't do it, Chubby. Sorry. January 10th, Saturday night, Hard Rock Rocksino in Northfield Park. Come on, it's a great show. 3-hour Vegas-style show, and it's going to help all the rescue animals. Chubby Checker here live on Bamboo.
Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Happy New Year!
Yeah. Great stuff. Yeah, I gave him the golden copy.